And
Okay.
I have to
So yeah,
press
if you have
OK.
anything,
I guess I have to press OK on my end, right?
yeah, I think so. Just
Okay,
lets you know, I think.
should be good now.
All right. Do you have anything, any way you want to kind of start with it, or kind of thing to get me going?
Well, it's been a long time since I've even touched this thing, so we could probably start as a beginner. But my big problem always has been, still is like key changes and stuff like that. Like, I mean, so tell me, does it make a difference when I'm playing with somebody who's playing guitar and they put the capo on? Then I'm lost.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you might, it depends on the guitarist, but um you might need to just ask them basically what keys. So okay, there's two ways to do it. One way is like the tricky way. So one sec. One way is the tricky way, which is literally changing key signatures and being like, okay, so he moved his guitar up this many frets, therefore it's got to be in this key signature. That's the difficult way, I would say.
Yeah.
And then the easy way would probably be um, if you have it on your keyboard. Some of them do. I think it's called trans transpose or
Transpose.
something, and then you can
Yeah.
click up and it'll move. So instead of it being C, if you transpose up one, it'll be C sharp. So even when you play C major chord, it'll be a C sharp major chord.
Yes,
And that
I
would be
did
the
have
easiest
that
way, I think.
on the old one, but I don't think I have it on this one. It's a Yamaha. What is it? P125. So I don't.
Hold on. Actually, I'll just ask. I'm just gonna ask the AI here, and it'll probably know. So Yamaha P125, right?
Yes.
P125 have a transposition option. Let's see. Oh, it does.
Oh, it does. Sweet.
Uh, that's going to be very useful because the other
Yes.
way is like super tricky.
Yeah.
That's like one of my friends used to say. One of my friends used to say he hated it when somebody put the guitarist would be like they'd be playing the song in some key, and then the guitarist would go, "Wait, this doesn't really fit my voice. I need to
Yep.
move it up a bit." So he moves up a bit, and the whole patterns, everything changes for him, right?
Yeah.
So it was brutal.
So, so I
I
wonder
say the
how.
way you do it is um, you hold down the two function buttons,
Yep.
metronome rhythm and pianist style. So you got to hold those two down,
So
metronome slash rhythm and pianist style.
where's I don't see pianist style though. Oh, the piano, maybe just the piano style, I guess.
Yep.
Because it gives me like, yeah, so piano option, E piano, organ. Is that what you?
And then it says, and then it's if you hold them down and then you press a key between F sharp 2 and F sharp 3 on the keyboard, using middle C as the reference. Okay, so let me just bring up my on-screen keyboard. One sec. So middle C will be called C3. So you can one way to remember that is C3PO.
Okay, yeah.
So middle C and then 1, 2, 3. So it's probably got middle. You've got C0, C1, C2, and then middle C. Although on mine it says C4, so I don't know why they're saying that. C4. You can remember that as like so they say in C3 though. So it would be this one down here. So not middle C. Okay, so anyways, C3. Yeah, mine it says C1, C2, C3. Yours might actually say does on your keyboard does it say what C it is?
No.
Maybe even underneath the key on the black part. Sometimes it'll say like C3 or something.
No, I've only got weird stuff like volume, like on the back of my, right behind the keys on the panel. I have tempo 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. Default -10, +10. Metronome 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But I don't see any. No.
Okay, one second. Let me just bring this one up. Okay, we got it, but it's got blurry, kind of blurry, but it should be better than nothing. This is your keyboard, right?
That's it.
Rock on. All right, so um, yeah, there's you can find the manual online as well, and that might
I
be
think
more
I have.
useful because it'll actually show you. Yeah, so you could probably look into that to try to find
Okay.
the exact way to do it.
That's perfect.
But that would be my recommendation because trying to learn all the different key signatures, just to switch it on a dime when the guitarist wants to move up his capo or down his capo is just way more
Okay.
intensive way of
Yeah,
trying to do it. So
I know with the old, that thing was old. I paid $50 for it. It was an old organ, really. And yeah, it was great. You just press the transpose button and away it went.
yeah, the thing with I think the new ones is they want to like limit the amount of buttons, but the way they
Yes.
do it is that you have to like instead of just clicking one button, instead of having like this whole list of buttons you can click, you just click like you hold this one down, you gotta click that one, and then you gotta use the keys as another button to click up and down and stuff. So
Okay.
yeah, which is fine, I guess, but as long as you know how to
Yeah.
use it.
Yeah, I'm sure it's one of those things once you get onto it. So say if somebody moved the cable up 3, what would I be looking for?
Okay, so if they're playing like just grab mine here, my capo. So as long as they know the chords, if they're like,
Yeah.
okay, it's a C chord, and then they're like, it's a D chord, and then a G chord, let's say, C,
Yeah.
D, G, and then they move up 3. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3. So that means you would have to be 3 up from middle C. So that means yours, when they play the C again, that would have to be the same sound as your C chord. So that's one way you could do is you could just follow your ear. Go, okay, let's see if I can move it up 3. And then if it matches, then it's like, okay, that one works.
So 3 chords.
3 semitones. So on the transposition button, that would
Yeah.
basically just be up 3 essentially. Probably just
Oh,
plus 3. If 0 is normal C, then normal C. That's an interesting pun.
yeah.
And then plus 3 will just be like plus 3 frets, right?
Okay.
Yeah, because each of these will be like plus 1, plus 2, plus 3.
Okay. So when I
Yeah,
transpose
and then
it,
you just follow.
it should give me that option.
Yep.
Kind of.
And then you just follow his chord pattern. So even though this chord technically would be like a D sharp or E flat major, you don't need to know that it's E flat major. You just need to know it's C position with the plus 3 transposition.
Okay, gotcha. All right. All right. Well, I'll look into that. Maybe if there's a next time, we'll do that. Okay. So, what do you think I should do just to start up again? Like, I mean, I need lots of practice, obviously, but we always worked on scales, but I still, yeah, like reading. Like, okay, so I'll give you an example. I've got Against the Wind that I do, and it's got a sharp on Good Boys, Every Good Boy on F on the treble, and treble clef, and the bass clef has it. Good voices are on the F, and a 4/4 time on both. Is that how I'm reading that properly?
Yep. Also, that's known as a common time as well. So sometimes they just put a C, and that just means 4/4.
Oh, okay. All right. So now, what key does that tell me? The key it's in from that, or
Yeah, with one sharp, it'll be G major. But
okay?
another way you can figure out the key signature is, well, actually, let me just bring this one up. This is probably the best way to help with that. One sec. So you kind of want to make one of these. Um, Basically, you go Father Charles goes down and ends battle. And then you do it again. So I'm just going to copy and paste this. This is called the circle of fifths, because if you think about it, each one is a fifth. So you got F. If F is the one, F G A B C 1 2 3 4 5, and then C to G, C D E F G 1 2 3 4 5. So each one up is a fifth. That's why it's
Okay.
called the circle of fifths. So that's the way forward. Is Father Charles goes down and ends battle. Father Charles goes down and ends battle. You do two of them because one is for major, one's for minor.
Right.
And then with Father Charles goes down and ends battle, that's for sharps.
Okay. Yeah.
This is really convoluted, but once you've got the pattern, you can kind of just look at the pattern and go, okay, that's probably what the key signature is. And you can probably just find this online, or I'll just do a copy screen share and just send it to you, so you have that pattern. You can just kind of look back at it, or just write it on a piece of paper. Just keep it near your keyboard.
Okay.
So that's the first pattern, and the second pattern is the same one but backwards. So instead of Father Charles goes down and ends battle, it's battle ends and down goes Charles Father. So battle ends and down goes Charles Father. Charles Father. And then you want to do the same thing again. So I'm going to copy and paste that. Oops, what happened there? Copy. What the? Not letting me copy it. Okay, there we go. Maybe that's why. Okay, whatever. I'm just going to write it again. Battle ends. And down goes Charles Father. Okay, and then this one, battle ends, is for flats, whereas Father Charles is for sharps. And so when you're figuring out the key signature for like majors, so we'll do the top ones as majors. So I'm just going to make that as oh, I know why that didn't work. Okay, I get it. I was being stupid there. Yeah, so let's say major, we got plus. This will also be major. And then minor, we will do light blue, minus. So, so when you're doing major, you always want to start the 0 on C. So 0, and then you just count all the way to 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then it shows you, so this one, it shows you how many sharps. So we're trying to figure out for sharps. So you
Okay.
said you had one sharp, which is F.
Yes.
So you can see here, G has one sharp, and then if we look, you always want to figure out the sharps, you always go all the way to the left, and then that'll be F.
Okay.
Whereas
There.
D will have two sharps, and that would be F and C.
Okay.
You would
So
have four,
again
and
now,
that would be F, C, G, and D. Yep.
so the sharp is on the F, and what key does that mean?
That'll be G major.
And why is that? Sorry, again, that's where I get lost right away.
Okay, so yeah, so I'll just close this here, and I'll just show you this pattern. So major pattern is actually this is a really good one because major pattern, it follows the same pattern the whole way through, so it's really useful. So if we just go from like I always go with C major because if you just go from C to C,
Right. Okay.
you don't have to worry about any sharps or flats. It's really simple, right? So
Right.
then if we go, okay, we're just going to go from C to C. We know that's a major scale. So now we're just going to figure out the underlying pattern. So the underlying pattern here is, well, we need to know what a semitone is and a full tone. So from here to here, would that be a semitone or a full tone?
That would be a full tone.
Yeah, exactly. Because a full tone, we're going up basically 2. 1, 2 from here. So, okay, so that's a tone. So the first one's a tone. So we're just going to put in here between the two notes, tone. Between D and E is another tone. How about between E and F?
That's still a full tone, isn't it?
No, because
No.
these ones here had a black key in between. So we went 1, 2,
Oh,
3.
okay.
Sorry,
Right.
we went
Right.
1, 2 like that. Whereas this one's just going 1 up like that.
Okay. So
Yep.
that's
So this one will be
that's
semi.
a semi.
And then tone, tone, tone because the black key is in between. And then between B and C again will be semi because
No black key.
just white key to white key. Yeah.
Okay. Now
So,
that's something new.
With that pattern, we can basically we'll just put that pattern up here like tone, tone, semi, tone, 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 semi. And with this pattern, you can figure out every single major key signature depending on where you start. So if I started, let's say on A flat, because I want to figure out A flat major, then I would just follow this pattern above. So I'd have to go up a tone. So a tone would be here, tone, and then tone, semi, tone, 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 semi. And that shows us now we've got the A major, and that shows us the key signature. We've got A flat, B flat, D flat, and E flat. And then A flat again, but A flat is the same as this one here, so we don't have to say that again. That's where all the different key signatures come from. It's literally just this pattern, the tone, tone, semi, tone, 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 semi, just replayed over and over. Like if we did it with the G, the one that you were doing in your piece, we go from here to here is a tone, tone, semi, tone, 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 and that's why there's that F sharp, because from E to F would be a semi, but we need to go tone again, and then semi. Make sense?
So I go G, A, B, or no, G, A, F sharp. No, G, A, B, F sharp.
G, A, B. Actually, you know what? Just go up, for G, it's really simply just go from G to G, all the natural notes, and then you're just going to sharpen that F. So,
I'm sharpening the C. That's what I did wrong. That's what I did wrong. I was sharpening the C. Okay. So I start at G. Okay, so when I do that, well, I go G, A, B, C, D. How come now between B and C I don't change it? That's a semi, right?
yep.
Okay, so how come it's not a sharp or a change there?
Yeah, so because we want to follow this tone, tone, semi pattern here, first ones we're going to be here on the G. Oops, actually, I'm going to make that, we'll just put it like that. And, okay, so we want to follow the pattern. So the first part of the pattern is tone, tone, semi. So from G to A will be a tone.
I'm going to screenshot that.
Hang on.
Hopefully I don't lose you.
Actually, you know what? I can screenshot it for you.
I just did
I'll
it.
just screenshot.
I'm good.
Oh, okay, sweet. Right on. Beat me to it.
So, yeah.
Okay,
okay, go ahead.
Yes. So we want to go up a tone first. That's why we're on from G to A. Because if we went to G to A flat, that would be a semitone.
tone.
But the first one has definitely have to be a tone. So we got the tone.
Tone,
Let's
and semi.
we'll take that one off the list. So we got A, and now we're going to go A up another tone. So that'll take us to B. But now the next one has got to be the semi. So that's why it's B to C. C natural and not C sharp. Because C sharp would be a tone again. But because we have to do the semi now,
Right.
that's why we just go up one.
Right.
Yep.
Okay.
So now we're up semi, and we can take that one out. Now we're going to go tone again, which will take us here. Tone again, which will take us here. Now that we're on the E, if we went up sorry, we should take that one out. So we need to go up another tone here.
So if we went up a semi, we'd end up on the F, not the F sharp.
Exactly, but we got to go up a tone. So therefore, 1, 2, boom. Now we're on the F sharp. That's why tone here. We'll put it like that, maybe. And then the last one is a semi, and that's why it goes from F sharp to G. Because now that's going up a semi.
Okay. So.
And if we take all the notes there, you can see that's why they say G major has only one sharp, which is F.
Okay.
Because it follows that underlying pattern, and then that pattern basically dictates what is sharper, what's flat.
So my question is though, or not though, now that I know that's G, right? G major.
Yep.
Yeah. That means I can use any of those notes in a solo, say, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Okay. So now when my next chord is a B, it's B small m. I guess that's minor, B minor. Do I have to change that idea?
No, so usually for most pieces, they'll stay in the same key signature throughout the entire piece. So that B minor chord is a chord within the G major key signature.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to
actually let me just show you. I'll just show you that real quick. The reason why that works, because we got G. Let's say we're moving up this chord. Next chord is going to be like an A minor, like that, because none of these are sharp or whatever. But when we go up to this B here, that becomes a F sharp. And look at that chord. That's the B minor chord.
Okay. That's helpful. Okay, so maybe I should try something on my own. Like, what would give me one, like a key that I should try, like, or see if I can get it.
Let's say D major.
So D major. So that would be.
And also you can follow. It's good to follow the pattern, but it's also good to follow the ear. Like as long as you know the do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, and then when you're playing the scale and it sounds like it might be off, that usually is a good indicator. Like, okay, wait, let me just double check this here.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that before. Yeah. So D major, you're saying?
Yep.
So that would be D, E, F sharp.
Yep.
G.
Nice.
And D sharp or C sharp.
Oh, next one after G will be. We're gonna so far what we have. Let me just write it in here. So far what we have is tone, semitone. So now we're gonna go from G up a tone.
Yep, that's A.
Yep.
To
And
B.
now we got to go. Yep.
And then no, not C sharp, right? No.
Yeah, exactly, because we're going up that tone. Yep.
D sharp. And then D.
Yep. Nice. There you go. Now you've got tone, semi, tone, semi. And that's D major. And then we can see, okay, D major here has an F sharp and a C sharp. So once you have the pattern, you can just remember, okay, here's, this one has a sharp and this one has a sharp. So
Okay.
F sharp and C sharp. And then you just remember F sharp and C sharp. You can kind of play around with it. Now check this out, actually, with, so that's for the scale, but let's also do the chords of that key signature. So the first chord we're going to do a thing called a triad, which is essentially when you have like a white key, you have a white key in between, and then you have another white key in between, and then another white key. So pretty much looks like that. So grab that D, F, A for now. Also, we have to set up the audio because the Zoom will usually, on default, take out the person's sound if it's not their voice.
No.
But so unfortunately, I can't hear when you play. Yeah,
Okay.
but we'll do it for next time. But yeah. So we got this D here. So here's what I want you to do. I just want you to move this pattern up like this. So you got this pattern. The next pattern is just going to be the same thing, but now you're going to start on E. So you just keep moving that up. So basically you're moving that pattern up with a space in between for the triad.
So it'd be D, F. No, that's wrong.
Yep.
Oh, F is right.
That's great.
And then G, C, E, and then C, D, G. No.
Oh, G, C. Okay, so first chord will be D, F, A. Okay, and then the next chord will be E, G, B.
So then the next
And the
one
next
would
chord will
be
be
G, B, D.
it'll be F,
Oh,
F, A, C.
okay. And then G, B, D.
Yep.
And then A, C, E.
Perfect. Yep.
Okay. And so A, C,
So let's
E.
keep going. Yep.
Okay.
Keep going until we reach the D again. The next one up will be B. What will the B one be?
Hang on, I'm getting there.
Yep, no worries.
So E, A, E, G, B. Or
Oh no. So the first note's going to be a B.
oh, okay. First note B. Yep. So B, D, E, F. B, D, F.
Yep. Nice. Okay,
And then
next one up.
C, D, G.
Oh, close.
No. Okay.
C, D,
So
G would be like that.
okay. So C, E, G.
Yep, perfect.
And
And then
then
last one.
D, F, A.
Nice. Yep. Very good. So if you look at this, here's the first chord. If we're in a D key signature, then D is the 1. The next chord, the E, will be the second chord. Third chord. Fourth chord will be G. Fifth chord will be A. Sixth chord will be B. Seventh chord will be C. And then eighth chord, which is just the 1 again, will be D again. So that tells us, like, when somebody says, like, it's the 5 chord, that's what they mean. Like, if you're in D, then the 5 will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which will be this one here, which will be the A. Now the only problem with this, we have it correct, but the only problem with it is we haven't changed the notes so that they are sharp relative of the key signature that it's in. So we know that in the key signature we're trying to do, we have to use an F sharp and a C sharp. So in this case, the first chord, the DFA, we know that the F has to be sharp because in this key signature, remember we figured out it has for D major it has to be F sharp and C sharp. So therefore, we got to turn this F to an F sharp, and then that'll be our first chord.
And then our second one would be E, G, B.
Yep.
Next one would be F, A, C.
Yep, but we want to make sure we sharpen those F and C.
Oh, yeah, the F has to be
So
sharp that time too? Okay. Okay.
Yep, so that'll be F sharp, A, C sharp. Yep, that'll be our third chord. Okay,
So then-
fourth chord.
G, B, D.
Nice.
And then A, C, E.
A, C, E. Yep, but we got to sharpen the...
And then B, D.
Oh, hold on a sec.
No.
So when we did that A chord,
Yeah.
that was correct. So A, C, E.
Right.
But you got to remember with, because we're in the key of D major, we have to sharpen F and C.
Oh. Okay, and then B, A, or B, D, F sharp.
Nice.
Okay. So I heard a little buzzer go off. Is that time?
It's okay. Yeah, it
Okay.
doesn't have to be perfect.
Okay.
Just lets me know I had
Time.
it from before because the last lesson we were like we weren't starting on the half hour or the hour mark.
Okay.
So yeah, so it's kind of branched over from there. I actually didn't even need it. Yeah, so then the next one up will be the C, but it'll be C sharp, E, G, and then we go up one more, and we're back to D major. So if we look here, we've got F sharp. We got to remember we got to make this an F sharp. We got to make this a C sharp, and we got this F sharp up here. So if we go through the chords, we got the 1 chord, the 2 chord, the 3 chord, the 4 chord, the 5 chord, the 6 chord, the 7th chord, and the 8th chord. And actually, by doing that, we can figure out all the chords that are within that key signature. So within the key signature of D major, and we figured out D major by doing the tone semi to figure out the underlying pattern. We figured, okay, we got F sharp and C sharp. There's that F sharp again. And then we create the chord, the triad, but then we sharpen the ones that need to be sharpened. So we got first chord, then we just move this one up, next one, just like you did. Move this one up again, now on F, but because it's F sharp and C sharp. Next one up is G, and we got A, but then we gotta move that middle note up to C sharp. And then B, but there's that F sharp again. And then we move it up again, but there's that C sharp again. And that's what informs us to what all the chords are. And that's how you can figure out all the all the chords within every major key signature. And I know it's like when you first start when I first started hearing about this stuff, like as I'm saying it, I'm also imagining what it's like hearing it, and it just a lot of it probably just sounds like gobbledygook of like just like blah, 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 you know, like when I first heard when I first heard people talking about this stuff, there's so much terminology that when they would say it, I would kind of get a little angry because I'd be like, you know, like I had to go really slow. I'd be like, okay, so I have to go through. Okay, so the first part, you know, and I had to like, okay, so this key signature and the, you know, the make sure the accidental and the yada yada, right? And So at first it's like when you're it's, the way I like to think of it is just like going through like a jungle. When you first go through the jungle, right? You gotta like chop your way through like this jungle. There's like no path at all, and then you know you've gone through, and then you know the next time through, now you have a couple more like markers, like oh there's my footpath that I had last time, and you can see where I chopped my way through with the machete or whatever. And then you go through it enough times, and then boom, it builds up like this nice highway. And it's just like boom. So that's the problem is when I'm explaining it from this like highway perspective, but I understand that that when you're first hearing about it, it's kind of like this, you know, like you want to go slower with it, and don't be worried if it's like obviously kind of frustratingly confusing. It's just going to be like that to begin with.
No, I feel like I learned a lot today. I do. Like,
Nice. And you know what
I
the cool thing
actually
is
got,
because I was gonna say because we recorded it, you can also go back and watch it too, and
yeah,
just be refreshed on some of the stuff. And feel
like
free to reach out.
I know we've gone over this before, but I feel like I actually got something this time. Like not that I
Nice.
didn't before, but this one it made more sense to me this time. So
Yep.
maybe because I played a little bit more, but in the meantime, yeah, I'm gonna start playing around again. Like I said, my hands were really bad, and I'm not sure they're gonna hold up this time. But and then yeah, maybe next we can get together another time and go through this stuff again. That's kind of what
Rock
I
on.
feel it's really important to learn that.
And you know what I was gonna say with the practice stuff. I try to like tell my students to connect it to something that you're already doing regularly. Like I have this one student who every time he plays a video game, every time his character dies, he'll play like a couple scales or something.
Okay.
And so that's just like that's like this because if you have it as kind of just like oh I'll practice, then it's kind of like in the ether. But when you say I'll practice this scale every time my character dies, or you know every time I don't know whatever you connect it to, right? Then it's a little more like okay, so every time this happens, then okay, I'll try to do this or something. You can kind of start to create that kind of loop of little practice sessions because little practice sessions are just as good as long practice sessions as long as you're getting like you know a little bit here, a little bit there throughout the day can be good. And always remember, 1 minute is always better than no minute.
Yep, that's right. Well, I think what I'm going to try and do is I know I'm stuck on against the wind, but for now I'm going to try that because I know the signature and I'm going to see if I can add to what I already do to it. I know you helped me through a lot of it, but with what we've learned today, I'm going to see if I can add a little and make it sound more like I want it to. And then I think I'd like to go over again, just pick a signature and tell me to find it. You know?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be useful. Just think to yourself like choose a random note and then go, okay, how do I turn this into the major scale? So tone, tone, semi, tone, 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 semi. And then you go, okay, well this has this flat and this flat. And then from there you can start to build up the chords, build up the scales, and just play around with it. Like as much as you can. It's good to keep like the theoretical stuff. It's kind of very heady. Like here's this pattern, here's that pattern. That's good to start with. Okay, here's the pattern. Now try to play around inside the pattern and just see,
Yeah.
you know, like because if you're playing around in the pattern, you're gonna learn a lot more about the pattern just because now you're approaching it from a non-linear way. You're kind of like, oh, I'll go this way and then I'll travel this way, and yeah,
Yeah, that's what I'm going to try. I'm going to try and figure out, like, get the G pattern down right because that's obviously the signature we're in with that song, and try and play around with it and see what I think because I know I've got a lot of parts that I've really improved on that I really like, but now I'm going to see if I can improve on it more.
right on.
All
Very
right.
good.
All
Well, it was
right.
nice to see you again.
It was very good to see you and always a pleasure working with you. Now, do we want to start doing it again, or do you need more recordings, or do you like I'm willing to record every lesson, but I mean I know you can't do everything for free.
Yeah, uh, we can talk about it with the messenger and figure out some type of lesson thing, or if you want to just continue doing the free lesson one, but the thing with the free lesson one, I'm kind of thinking about how I'm gonna approach it. What I've been doing so far is like one per week. That's what the original idea was, but then I had a lot of people who are interested in it, so maybe I'll do start doing two per week. And then basically the way is if like you have like this list of people. Once I go through, then I can go and there's nobody else. Then I can just go back and loop through that list again.
Well, that's great.
And
That
then if
works
it's
for me because I'm not sure how much time I'm going to have to mess around in hay season, but I can work on stuff, and you can just give me a hay whenever you got a free spot. For now.
yeah, and also remember you can just reach out messenger and just say, hey, you know, I just was wondering about this particular thing, and you know I don't mind like somebody messaging me and just like, oh, here, check out this pattern or whatever, right? Yep.
All right. Well, I'll see what I can do with what I've learned today. All right.
John,
Well,
all the
take
best.
care, buddy.
Take care. Yep.
Bye now.